Welcome everyone to our Learn Community Education session today. I'm Dee Childers with Life Changes Elder Care Consulting and the Vice President and Community Education Chair for Learn Idaho. Learn is Lifelong Education and Aging Resource Network, and we're an Idaho-based nonprofit organization with the mission to provide community education on caregiving and aging topics. And we are part of the Leaders Network for the Society of Certified Senior Advisors. The SCSA is an organization that educates and certifies professionals who work with seniors. As our standard disclaimer, the content is provided for general informational purposes only and is not to be considered legal, financial, or health advice. Please consult with your people, legal, financial, healthcare, or other service providers before taking action based on this information. Maybe your Amazon account today, I don't know, wherever it is you do your shopping for the holidays. So today I'd like to introduce our two sponsors. And our sponsors are so important to learn. They are the source of making us solid so that we can present this information free of charge to all of you. And Peggy Farnworth is not only a Learn member, but she is an avid supporter of Learn. And she is the Boise retirement coach that helps you plan for your retirement journey from pre-planning through legacy planning. A wonderful lady. We appreciate her sponsorship and her participation, her knowledge very much. And then our co-sponsor this quarter is the Counseling Center. And the Counseling Center at Tree City Church is a dedicated professional counseling center designed to help anyone who's struggling with an aspect of life. And their website is right there. We heard from the Counseling Center last week in our last session on helping us manage stress and be in the moment and set good, healthy boundaries. So our speakers and sponsors are so important to us. And today, pleased to announce that our presenter is Tina Barnett. She is a certified senior advisor, and her company is called Elderberry Care, with her website down below. And as I mentioned, Tina is a certified senior advisor and co-founder of Elderberry Care, which is a consulting firm with a focus on assisting older adults with technology. Tina has a passion for helping older adults and caregivers harness technology to enhance and improve their lives. Tina is a trainer and administrator of Learn Idaho Technology Pilot Program, delivering free technology training to older adults in the Treasure Valley. This program is in partnership with OATS and Senior Planet and charitable affiliates, which are both charitable affiliates of AARP. I'm sure she'll mention it a little bit, but Tina and her volunteer team have a great presence at the Boise Senior Center downtown, offering in-person training as well as an open lab, and a very important service and very well received. And Tina, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate that. I appreciate you immensely.
Thank you. Thanks, Dee. Thanks, Learn. I'm going to go ahead and share my slide deck with you.
Perfect.
And let me know when it's up. Should be there.
There you go. Yep.
So yeah, we're going to cover some ground today, talking about technology devices for older adults. With the holidays coming up, there might be some ideas here for you for gifts for family or friends. We're just going to explore what's out there and available now. But first off, there are some barriers to tech adoption by older adults, and Lori Orlov with Aging and Health Technology Watch has a few areas that she points out that I think are really good points about what these barriers might present. Awareness matters first and foremost. Using any one of the following laundry list of items that I'm going to talk about depends on knowing that they exist, right? And we all remember the nightmare of online-only sites for vaccine registration. Who could have anticipated that offline older adults who would benefit most from vaccines could not register without help. This same sudden awareness of tech benefit applies to those who could only visit the doctor via a telehealth consult, or those banks that shut down, leaving only online banking, or the lowest price for a product you can only find online. The maxim of what you don't know won't hurt you doesn't apply anymore, right? Non-adoption is no longer an option, and older adults must bridge the digital divide. Accessibility to the products, right? There are all kinds of great assistive tech and other products that can really help folks with vision and hearing issues, and tech can be a real lifesaver. But you have to have access. And then anxiety. I think this is one of the top issues, often repeated by family members, that an older adult may be fearful around new technology, afraid something they do will break it. They won't be able to use it, and they worry about their privacy. But studies have shown that if there's something to be gained, a benefit, older adults will overcome their anxiety and learn what they need to. Then there's configuring the device. How does that happen? There's so many steps and options, and sometimes in that configuration progress, the steps can seem irreversible. So how do you get help doing that? And then the startup experience, right? No owner's manuals often accompany products any longer. You kind of have to search them down or follow instructions online, which creates a barrier. And then the interface has to be customized so that it does for you what you want it to do. And then who's going to train, what kind of user training is available. And most things do require a fair amount of assistance to do. And then the price of these products, it can really add up once you start accumulating a variety of devices and applications. And then support. Well, you can't really talk to a human in person anymore. And that can make using the devices really difficult. So buckle up and let's kind of run down a list of interesting ideas and options for things that could work for you or for someone that you love. Google Chromebook. So this is a device. I recently, in the last year, helped my mother buy a Mac. And I probably would have bought a Google Chromebook if I had been aware of them earlier. They are easier to use, less bells and whistles than a laptop or desktop. They're cheap by comparison to laptops and other computers. They have a long battery life. They're light. What this device is in its name. It's a Google Chromebook. So it works online using online platforms, which is where most of us are, right? We're on an online platform now with Zoom. Facebook is online, Gmail, our other email accounts are online. So it's actually a really good device, and integrates, if you need it to, with the Google Workspace, which has some word processing applications and spreadsheets and a variety of other really helpful tools. So it works with browser-based apps. The cons, some features that you're familiar with on your desktop or laptop might not be available. It's not the best thing for multimedia applications, video editing, and other things like that. And working offline on this device is not ideal, nor is it great for gaming. But the price is right. I've seen them as low as $50 at Best Buy. And, depending on which product you buy, it can be less than $300. but you can find them on sale, and they are easier to operate for an older adult. Another option would be a GrandPad, which is a tablet. And this one is made in particular for older adults. It has a very easy interface, as you can see, with big buttons that are very clearly marked as to what they do. It has pre-installed games and communication apps and internet connection, a long-lasting battery. It has walkthrough video instructions, and you can easily communicate with loved ones across a variety of devices. It doesn't require a contract, nor does it require Wi-Fi connection. This device works like a cellular phone, or it's a cellular device, meaning you get a cellular contract with a cellular company and the device turns on and operates independent of a Wi-Fi connection. So you can connect to the internet, you can play music, you can manage photos, play games, listen to the radio, do email, check the weather. It has a camera. You can take pictures. So, it's a pretty handy device and has a very low learning curve for older users. The price is a monthly fee. It's a subscription with $65 being the best price that I saw, but I think that other people are offering this device and you could get better pricing. If you can also go month to month on this and use it for 6 months and turn the device back in, and it's a little higher fee. So, it's an idea for a very easy device for an older adult.
Tina, do these have like tutorials already set up that you can walk through with your parent or your
the GrandPad does? Yes, the GrandPad does. The Google Chrome, you can of course get on the internet and find tutorials on how to use the Google Chrome. So both of those do. But I think I haven't actually used a GrandPad, but I think it has a better help and support space for new learners.
Mhm.
And for setup. So another interesting device is the Hero Pill Dispenser. This is a smart dispenser that alerts you when it's pill time. You connect this device to a smartphone. You'll find that's true with a lot of tech that's available on the market now. It holds up to a 90-day supply of up to 10 different medications. And it fits on a kitchen countertop. So it says it's about the size of a coffee maker. It sits on a kitchen counter, ideally. You then connect this device to the Wi-Fi on a smart, and then connect it and download the app to your smartphone. And then once you've connected those devices, you then program it. So you load it and you program it with a schedule. It's probably not the best device if you have issues with dexterity. Setting it up for someone else is probably, for an older adult, it might be a more feasible scenario. But it does have the connection to a smartphone. So another possibility is that you've set it up for an aging parent and it's dispensing the medication at their home, but on your smartphone at your home, you'll be able to see whether or not they've been taking their medication, when they've taken it, and you can follow up with maybe a phone call reminder. So, it's an interesting type of device. It has a subscription. So it's about $30 a month after you pay a setup fee. It's rather expensive, but it's the kind of technology that we can expect more things like this going forward. And often with this kind of tech, price comes down. I'll have some alternative options for setting this kind of system up to later in apps.
Quickly on that, does it allow for kind of various time setups. So I know most systems that I've seen have set up for like 4-time dispensing, and
Mhm.
many people have more than that.
Yeah, and so this one, as I understand it from watching demos, you set the schedule. So as you can see in this slide, there's a picture of a smartphone, and then there's a schedule. And so you can set the schedule however, like if you need to take that pill twice a day, but say you have your morning pills and it's going to dispense whatever 4 or 5 medications those might be based on your schedule. So you can tell it to dispense any combination of up to 10 meds, and those can also be vitamins out of that 10 in any combination and at any time during the day. Now, the user actually has to push a button on the device to dispense the medication, either the user or a person that's caring for the individual. It accommodates one person. So there's not a way to set this device up for multiple users.
And just as a comparison, when we work with clients and we need to have medication pill boxes set up, when we sub out to a nurse to do that for us, and that can be anywhere from $75 to $125 a month to have them come do the Medi setup, and it still doesn't have an alarm, and it still doesn't give anybody a message if there were missed doses. So while $29.99 a month might seem like a lot, it's actually a great value point.
Yeah, and I suppose you still have to pay for that individual to set it up for you, but then it would dispense it the rest of the month. So yeah, it's an interesting device. I've got there's another really cool service, so we'll get to that, that might also work for folks. So next is this super cute LEQ, right? This is it's called a social home robot for older adults. It's the first ever proactive voice operated care companion designed to empower independence and support you in taking control of your social, mental, and physical well-being. It is described as being most appropriate for people who are still living independently, but who are isolated at home, mostly alone. It's a subscription service, another $29 price point per month, and there is a setup fee. And a theme that you'll see with a lot of things is it needs a smartphone to come with it. I believe it's a smartphone, but I'm not 100% sure about that and understanding how the system works. But this little device, this little computer kind of bobbles its head and moves around and speaks to you and flashes a very soft little light. So it's kind of an interesting sort of first step into robotics, of which there are going to be a lot more of these types of devices coming online. So they say for companionship and entertainment, it can have conversations with you. I don't know what that actually entails, but it has artificial intelligence programmed in so that it should be able to adjust itself for conversation, inspirational quotes, interesting facts. You can play music. It'll tell you a joke. It'll play the news, tell you the weather, give you sports updates, etc. For health and wellness, you can set it up for daily check-ins to track your wellness goals, to assess your general health. It's got some mindfulness, stress reduction, and breathing activities like meditations. Physical activity videos that can be played if you want to exercise, cognitive games, connections to loved ones in the outside world. It has messaging via voice, text, and photo with loved ones. With a video app, so I'm sure that your loved one would need to download the LEQ app onto their phone to engage with you. It does video calls, memory sharing, notifying loved ones on your health matters only with your consent, and it connects to a picture frame and digital greeting cards. It can also assist with daily activities by giving you reminders. I'm sure you could set up medication reminders here also with an LEQ if you were using the Hero Med pill dispenser, local search for professionals, timers, and booking transportation. So, wave of the future. There will be more devices like this. I think LEQ is kind of on the leading edge of these devices. Then there are the smart homes that we all know about. Maybe some of us have these already set up to some extent. You can create a robust system or a very simple system, but Echo is an Alexa system, and it's a built-in hub or speaker to voice control. You can voice control your lights, the locks on your door, sensors, all kinds of compatible devices, including Ring smart lighting solar. You can set timers, reminders, alarms. You see there's a lot of overlap with these devices, and part of it is choosing which one you think might work best for you. Each of these systems, smart home systems, have compatible devices. So you could have, like I said, light bulbs. There's a thermostat. They have a socket where you might plug a coffee maker in, so it would come on when you time it, to light switches that are compatible to voice or setting schedules. They also have more than one, this is the portal, more than one type of tablet, which probably functions similarly to a grand pad in some ways, because you can enjoy music, videos, news, games, and more on the tablet that would be attached to your smart home hub. Apple also creates a smart home environment using a very similar speaker system called the Mini, and it has its own particular set of compatible devices, as you can see: light bulbs, wired doorbell. There's just a kind of an ongoing list of devices that can be connected. This is the kind of thing that you could do for an older adult or a family member. But of course, not only are you giving the gift of the device, you'll be giving the gift of your time in helping them set it up. Many people forget sort of the simplicity of what having a simple Siri, Apple Mini speaker, for instance, or an Alexa, where you can ask questions, very simple questions. You don't have to have all the bells and whistles and convert your house to a smart home. You can simply buy a speaker and ask questions. Hey Siri, how many ounces are in a cup? Hey Siri, add flour to the grocery list. Hey Siri, how long would it take me to get to the airport? And it can access all of these different tools to provide you information. So you can make as robust a system as you want, or as simple. And then, of course, there's the ubiquitous Ring doorbell, which can be a part of a smart home, but it can also be a standalone, where you simply purchase the doorbell device and connect it to a smartphone, where you can speak to someone at your door from inside your house, or if you're not home, you can speak to them and they can speak to you. So that's also a very nice thing, a reassuring thing. I can imagine that a gift for my mother, who lives in Texas, she's 5 states away from me, would be a doorbell like this that I could also help her monitor, or she could monitor with her smartphone. And these are under $100 for the ring doorbell alone. But always remember that a smartphone is necessary to actually run the device. Tile trackers. So misplacing your keys, common occurrence. There are a variety of tracker devices now. Tile is one brand. Apple has AirPod trackers, I believe they're called. So these are trackers that you can attach to, attach it as a key fob to your keys, and using, again, the smartphone, you can figure out where your keys are. So the smartphone would say, it's kind of a little Marco Polo game where the closer you are to your keys, the greener the little button on your phone becomes. The further you are, the lighter the green little bar becomes. So it's a little tracking device. And these work using Wi-Fi in your home. And you can also use your smart home speaker to connect to it to find a device. There are other devices that are GPS trackers, and you could place a GPS tracker in the glove box of your car and use it to find your car in the mall parking lot. There are other GPS trackers. There's a device on the market now that is in an insole and can be placed in a shoe of someone that might wander.
Do you know what that one's called, Tina?
I don't. I found out about it after I created my slide deck, but I'll try to find out and get information on that. But it looked very low profile and would fit into a shoe.
That would be great. I would make sure that we got it into our handout notes if you find information.
I'll track that one down.
I've personally found this tile to be incredibly effective when I left a bag with my iPad in it in a transportation van back in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then I watched it come to Boise and took 5 days going very near my house before it finally got delivered. But I knew where it was at all times. I was thrilled.
Yeah, and they also have stickers instead of the key fob, like it's a flat sticker, and you can apply those like to a computer. These fobs cost about $30 individually, maybe 4 for $100. So they're not inexpensive, but they can be well worth it in certain circumstances.
Absolutely.
So the new thing on the scene now is over-the-counter hearing aids. So who will benefit, right? Someone with mild to moderate hearing loss that may have trouble hearing every once in a while, but people with severe hearing loss that have difficulty carrying on a conversation without face-to-face contact. It's not really for people with that kind of hearing loss, but this is new. This is since October of 2022 that these have arrived onto the market. The interesting piece is that it is still regulated by the FDA. Again, it's for mild to moderate hearing loss, but the price is substantially less than a prescription hearing aid. And I believe that these prices, as there's more competition in the marketplace, will come down even more. I'm ready to try one. I'll let the price drop a little bit, but it's a very good option because you don't have to go in for a hearing exam. You don't need a prescription. There's no fitting appointment. And they are available in retail stores and online, and apparently also in some hearing care clinics. But it'll be interesting to see how you set one of these up. But that's another kind of device that if you were to help an older adult with that, you would help them order it, help them figure out. There's probably online hearing tests with these devices so they can help you.
And of course, for that moderate to severe end, you still want to seek a medical professional to help with that, because there's so many sub-adjustments that can be done with the prescription ones that can't be done with these. But for, like you said, for that mild to moderate
Right.
hearing loss can be incredibly helpful.
Yeah. Or if income is a real prohibiting factor and insurance doesn't cover it, you could imagine that in some scenarios, that type of hearing aid might be better than no hearing aid. So it'll open it up for more people that might not be able to access the higher end hearing aids. So very interesting. Medical alert watch. So there's a new device available now. This device costs for the device, there's connectivity. The device itself is about $250, and then you connect it to a medical alert company, a monitoring center. What I really love about the CanDo watch is that it can be worn 24/7. It's waterproof. It doesn't obviously look like a medical alert device. A lot of people don't want to wear a pendant, or they take the pendant off, they don't sleep in it, and then they have an emergency in the middle of the night and can't get to their medical alert button. So the CanDo is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week device that doesn't look like a medical alert device. It has fall detection built in. It uses AI to watch and learn the wearer's movements, minimizing false alerts. So that's another artificial intelligence application into our world. It's Wi-Fi and cellular tech connectivity, and it has 3 ways to get help: voice or fall detection, or a button. So you can speak to it, press a button, or it automatically detects you've had a fall. What makes it a 24-hour device is you don't have to take it off to recharge the battery. It has little batteries that click off, and you can put them into your charger and click back onto the device, the watch, your charged batteries. So there's just that particular moment when you're changing batteries that the thing is offline, which is, I think, a benefit.
But they are rechargeable batteries.
They are rechargeable batteries, yeah. Of course, dexterity can create some issues with this device, as it can with a lot of different things. But yeah, it's kind of smart looking there on the wrist without being an obvious medical alert device. Okay, simple devices. So we'll run through a few little simple things that I like. This cane is under $30, and it's got LED lights. So it's got a forward-facing, front-viewing, or front-facing light, and a down light. And it comes in some cool colors. I thought that was pretty cute. That's available on Amazon. Single and multi-device charging stations. So as we've moved away from landlines, our phones can get away from us. Where is it? Is it in my purse? Have I left it in the car? Is it in the bedroom? And I think for older adults, especially, having a particular cradle or spot that their phone is always located when it's at home with them can be helpful, especially in the middle of the night, in case of emergency. The phone is somewhere that they know to go to. And of course, each of these kind of chargers, there are a variety of prices. They're pretty inexpensive, under $30 or more for a multi-port device. But each device is particular to the phone. Of course, we all know if you have an Android, it's going to use a different kind of charging station. But having them put their phone, an older adult put their phone in the same place, can save a lot of headaches. And then there are the the low tech, just motion sensor night lights that can come in. You can take off your front plate on your electricity outlets and replace it with a motion sensing light, or they also make those that just come on when it's dark. There's a sort of this pivoting head plug-in motion sensor light that you can twist it around, going it whichever direction you need the light to go on. And then, other cool options in the motion, very simple tech, but can be very helpful. And when I go to my mom, she has the disco toilet light. Makes going to the bathroom at my mom's house in the middle of the night a party. It's motion sensing. If you're a little less into disco, you can do the one that changes colors. And I love this. I think this should be on every toilet. And I think they're about $5. Great stocking stuffer, right?
And are they motion sensor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. As soon as you get close, it so you can do a little trail of plug-in motion sensor lights all the way to the potty, and
Nice.
and have some great colors. So we're going to talk about some applications. What is an application, right? It's a piece of software that you can load to your phone and to your desktop or your laptop. If it's for instance, Facebook can be an application on your phone. And whenever you do something in Facebook on your phone, the same things happened over there if you look at it on your desktop. So apps will sync across multiple devices, right? And all of these apps that I'm talking about, a lot of them are free or have paid or subscription areas. But when you help someone with an app, you're giving a gift of service, because a lot of these things are going to need help from someone to get set up for most older adults. So first off, we have My Data Diary, which is a great piece of software that is very inexpensive. It's $50, and it is a family information management tool. It's designed to capture, store, and share the personal, household, and medical, financial, and legal, and legacy information and documents that you need to manage your daily personal affairs in a digital world. The tool can also be used to share important information with trusted family members, caregivers, friends, professional advisors who may be called upon in an emergency to help you and your family. This was created by Dara Ray, who's founder of Learn. And I absolutely love it. I bought one for my husband and me. I bought one for my mother, and I bought one for my brother. And we are all linked. I helped my mother input all of her information, and we all know how to access each other's information on the device in case of emergency. They're also really great for holding all kinds of information that you might need: personal information, Social Security, your birth certificate, passwords. We're all trying to manage multiple passwords. You can input those here. Household, who the heck is the plumber that I called last time that was so great? Health information, your doctors, other health resources, financial. I wouldn't know how to get into my mother's bank account or even where she banked without having built this information out in this device, plus legal and legacy planning. It's just a great device, but it does take a fair amount of time to help someone else set it up, or to set it up for yourself, but it can be absolutely invaluable. LastPass is an app for managing passwords. Okay, I have to manage a lot of passwords, and I use some old school methodology, meaning a Rolodex. I figure if somebody broke into my house, if they're under 40 years old, they're not going to know what the heck a Rolodex is. But it's not the best way to keep track of your passwords. So LastPass is a password browser extension. That means it will live inside your browser being Chrome or Firefox or Safari, etc. And it's going to help you. It's going to remember your passwords for you once you set it up. So you access it and you give it, you grant it permission with a master password. So you create an account and then you create a secure master password. And then you point all of your apps that you have passwords to LastPass, and it's going to let you in. It's going to remember what the password is to get into that particular application. So you don't have to constantly be remembering passwords. If you change a password on one of your applications or platforms, it sends a message to LastPass to update it. This is a free app. The caveat with the free is that it's for one device only. So you would have to choose if you want it on your smartphone or on a desktop or laptop. So if you want to have it on multiple devices, which is actually probably the best scenario, that's $3 a month. And if you want to create one that's a family master password that will manage passwords for everyone in a family of six individuals maximum, I think I see it say, you can pay $4 a month.
And you can also, which I strongly recommend, because I do agree with Dara about the concern about having all of your data on the web, because that's where it's stored, but they do have a feature which they strongly encourage you to implement, which is a multi-factor verification system. So each time you go to log in, you have to either go to a separate app and approve it or plug in a separate password, a code that is sent to you. So there is now, where it didn't used to be, some multi-factor verification.
And you know, a lot of that sort of thing can be cumbersome for an older user too. But yeah, there are a variety of layers of protection that you can use. Okay, so from a medication management and dispensing perspective, this is an app that is free called MedSafe for managing medication. It can be on an iPhone or an Android. So it's for older adults who may take multiple medications at different times of the day, forgetting to take prescriptions and get refills on time, or can be significant problems. MedSafe helps you manage your medication and get reminders. So what you do with this device is you input your prescriptions and timings, and MedSafe will create a visual schedule complete with images of each pill and a list of potentially harmful interactions. It will then give you reminders throughout the day when it's time to take a medication and let you know if a prescription is running low, and even alert a friend or family member of a missed dose. So this is an application you would put on your phone, and it allows you to set up multiple profiles. So it's not just for one person. You could have your mom's meds on here. You could have yours, your husband's, your children. I'm sure even the dog's medication set up on here. So that to me is a very convenient combo. If you wanted to expand for dispensing, ease of dispensing, there's a new service with Amazon Pharmacy called PillPack. So it's a full service online pharmacy. It allows you to fill your prescriptions digitally and receive it straight to your door. The company sorts all the medications by date and time for the customer's convenience and delivers them monthly. So it's a pill pack, and it offers automatic refills and managing patients' prescriptions by communicating with their doctor, which just means that, like Rite Aid, when your prescription says no more refills, they'll make that call and see if you have more refills. So what's interesting about this is they pill pack sorts it into these individual packets. So instead of dispensing it into a little cup like the Hero pill dispenser does, it creates these little packets of pills. Now you can see with this one that you have someone's metformin, their blood pressure medicine, and a vitamin D. So it'll do vitamins as well as prescription medications. So on this day at 8 a.m., they open that pack. It's dated August 13th. So each of these pill packets are dated. And then the time that the pill needs to be taken. So if you combined this with that app on the previous slide, you've kind of created your own process for pill reminders. So this is an image of how they're delivered to you. It's a roll of these little packets that come off in order by date and by time, and pre-filled with your prescription. So as you can see, this person has 4 prescriptions, medications, and 3 vitamin non-prescription, and they combine them all. So that's an interesting service to me. Pricing depends on the complexity of what you set up. CaringVillage. This is an app that I've used and had very good luck with. It's free, and it's an easy to use dashboard, and also is on a mobile app. It's designed specifically for family caregivers, making it easier, safer, and less stressful to care for an aging loved one. Your personalized village becomes the command center for all of your caregiving activities. You can invite in friends, families, neighbors, and care professionals to share in the care. And so you create a personalized village. You download the app. It can be on your desktop or on your phone, or both places. And it's focused on one individual person. And you can have as many people as you'd like in that village that you set up for this person. And you can also assign roles, like a person might be able to come onto the app. They would load the app on their phone, find this individual, and then be able to be given access to the information that's on the app. And they could be given permission to change information or just read information. It has quite a few interesting areas that are helpful. A personalized to-do list that you can share with others, no matter where they live, and they can actually say, you can put out a request for help for items on the to-do list, and people that you've invited in can say, yes, check it off, I'll do that, and volunteer. There's a wellness journal that caregivers or anyone that's on the app can put information about how the medical appointment that day went, or the individual wasn't feeling well, or they had a great day. The individual that the app is set up for can also have access and write their own wellness journal if they choose. There are customizable care plans. You can create a daily or weekly schedule of care for your loved one. There's a calendar, secure messaging. I can speak directly to other individuals that are on the app with me that I've invited. I can speak to them personally without others seeing, or as you can also speak to everyone. Document storage, if you need important documents there, and then a preparedness checklist of what to do if something unexpected happens. So it's a really handy app that can be set up for a loved one and can be very helpful for families. Red Cross has a mobile app, and it's voice enabled, and it has skills and actions. You can download this app for free on Amazon, Apple, or Google stores. And it's their first aid version. So it's set up for the challenges that might come about in caring for an aging individual or anyone. But reduced mobility and balance can lead to accidents and injuries. And so this app has information telling you first aid on what you could do if something has happened. It can be a really great device. It also offers professional advice, helpful videos, step-by-step instructions, and integrated 911 calling from within the app. It's also, besides the information that it has, it's also available online. So you can download the app, which then stores the information on what you need to do in case of emergency. And so it's categories: heart attack, chest pain, difficulty breathing, bee sting, fall, so it's categorized, and you can still find that information even if you're not connected to the Wi-Fi, if you're offline. And so that's a great tool to add to your toolbox when caring for older adults. And then Caring Bridge is another free website or free application, and it operates more like a website that you can set up if when you're having some sort of injury or health crisis or in the hospital. And it helps you connect with loved ones and friends that can help you during this time. You can journal about your experience and what's happening in the process of your illness or hospitalization. And family and friends can get on and leave you messages and encouragement and contact you. And it can also help you plan out all the things that need to happen to help you through the process, and a to-do list that people can come in and see what kind of help you need. So it's similar to Caring Village, but it's more like a website. And it also has some integrated connections to starting a GoFundMe site for you or for the individual that you're setting up. If they're facing financial difficulties, you can start a meal train in this space. And it says that you can order groceries with Shipt, but I'm not sure that Shipt is available in all areas. Snapfish. So here's another fun app that you can help your loved one download onto their phone, because we all have all those photos on our device, and what do we do with them? Older adults often like to print, make prints of their photos or make keepsake booklets and other things. And this is, of course, an app that is free to download, but then there are in-app purchases for the photos or these cute little books that you can then take and do some designing and add the photos in and make the memory book that you would give to someone else. So it's been around for a while, but it's a fun place to go and make memories out of your photos and right from your phone. So that makes it easy. Of course, there's Audible, which is a free app with in-app purchases, meaning you would purchase the book in-app. But there's also free, there are free books that are available to be read that you can access through Audible. But that's a nice one to give someone an Audible. You can also do subscriptions and they can purchase books as they want to via Amazon, I believe it is. Then AARP has a ton of free games online. You have to become a member, which is free to become a member of AARP. But once you sign up and become a member, then you can access all of their online games. It's very easy to find it on their website. So this would be going to their website and playing games. Mahjong, they've got card games, they've got Candy Crush, they've got everything there. So there are a lot of really fun, free things that you could set up for someone on their home computer if they like to play games. Magnifying glass and flashlight. This is another free but helpful app to install on someone's smartphone. It magnifies with your in-phone camera. It can either be installed on the iPhone or the Android. And it also has a flashlight, so you can magnify whatever you're looking for, and you can also use the flashlight feature to help light up, say, a menu. I can't see menus anymore, even with my glasses on. So this is kind of a handy tool. And the Apple iPhone actually comes with its own magnifier that is an already on board app, but sometimes you have to find it in your settings and make sure it's on your home screen.
What's it called?
It's called Magnify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Magnify. And you can find it if you go to your apps or go to settings. It's on there. You know, you have a flashlight too on the phone, but sometimes that can be a little hard to find. You can find it, but it's hard to turn off. So hard to find the spot to turn it off. So yeah, so another little app like that. It's easy to put on, and it runs pretty seamlessly on your device. Okay, so now that we know all about this cool stuff, how the heck are we going to make it work, especially if we don't live near a loved one, or we want to buy support or get support? So CanDo is a company, CanDo Tech. They provide tech support and training to help older adults feel more comfortable with phones, computers, tablets, and more. So they are focused particularly on older adults. They work with enterprises, including senior living facilities, healthcare, and directly with consumers. And they offer remote services nationwide. So you can gift an online session, which would be, they sell these by the hour for training or teaching or other problem solving issues that an older adult might have. They also have a membership. It says, you know, it's $19 a month, so it's $228 a year. It says our tech concierge are available for unlimited quick support and 2 90-minute remote sessions per year. I don't know what they consider quick support. So that could be 15 minutes. It's unclear to me, but that's a limit there on their plan. And then of course they also have device installation and setup and remote lessons. So CanDo is an interesting new company. They haven't been around for that long, but it is particular to an older adult market. Then there are Nerds on Call. These are another company that provide a yearly membership you can pay. You could imagine gifting this to a parent or yourself for, support that you can call and get information immediately. And then there's the Geek Squad, same thing. They have a membership. I believe in a place like Boise, you're more inclined to get someone out from the Geek Squad because they work with Best Buy. And so it might be easy to get those guys to come out and do an installation, which they also do in addition to the membership for tech support. Then, last but not least, Senior Planet, who Dee early on mentioned, we teach via Learn, and in collaboration with Boise Senior Center, we teach Senior Planet tech courses. They have a free hotline. Everybody ought to write this number down, and anyone can call. Anyone, you don't have to be an older adult, and it's toll-free hotline with tech trainers waiting to solve all your problems, right? And they are on Eastern time. So it's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I've heard from a variety of people that they've had good luck with their calls. You have to be clear and concise, I'm sure, about how you talk about what your problem is, but they can help you with that. They can help you figure out how to communicate what your problem is. So that wraps it up. Thank you, everybody. And I'm just wondering if folks have questions.
Any questions out there? Wow, Tina, that was
Tina, I have a question.
yeah.
Okay.
Is there any way that you could compile this into like a list? Oh, there's so many resources that you covered today. It was amazing.
Yeah. If you'll go into the chat and scroll to the top of the chat, you should be able to see that I've got a PDF of my slide deck.
Oh,
And then I have a document which is called Tech Devices for Older Adults links. So one is the slide deck, and the other is links to all of these devices and apps. And then it's also going to be loaded onto the Learn website. I think that takes like 2 or 3 days.
It's actually already there.
Oh, right. Sorry,
Yep.
Dara. Hi. Yeah.
That's
So
okay.
it's there on the website. So these
I've
two
just
places.
saved my folder, my Learn folder on my desktop.
Right on.
I
Thank
think this is I think the one thing I will say, it's not really a question as much as it's a comment, is this is a space that is exploding. And I think really just if you're interested in helping an older adult or yourself with some of these efficiency tools, just keep watching and keep looking and keep exploring. And hopefully Learn will be able to continue to bring more information and updates and even some deeper introductions to some of the tools and other things, how to use them and how they work to you, because there's huge benefit here if you can get them set up and functioning well for that older adult. And that's the trick, because we haven't quite in all cases reached the ease of use that we know we need to get to in this space.
Very true. Yep.
There's that technology newsletter that comes out as well. I was just trying to look for that website. That's also amazing, and they review a lot of these various products out there. So that's another way to stay up with that.
There are a lot of great resources. Just Google search for tech for older adults and look for reviews. And it's a constantly changing and evolving space that I do believe will become more simple as time passes. But a lot of these things cannot feel simple when you're trying to really get them up and running.
Right. Have you heard of the Raz phone, R-A-Z?
Mm-mm.
It was a phone that Dara and I saw at the Aging Life Care Association conference a few weeks ago, and kind of a very simplified version of a smartphone that allowed for ease of, it was a quasi smartphone.
sort of like the jitterbug,
Yes,
which is just a very simple interface, kind of like the GrandPad.
right.
So there aren't that many places to get lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is key. And then the other thing I think they had is you could use much like some of the hard phones, the landline phones, which is an image that you could use to put above the button of the person that you wanted to dial. So if you weren't remembering names, you could remember faces, and you could do that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Other questions, suggestions, comments? Well, Tina, great job as always.
Thank you
so
Thank you.
very much. Thank you. Thank you. So Tina, thank you for your presentation today. Thank you for being a member of the Learn Board. Thank you for being a friend and a subject matter expert, and just really appreciate you.
Oh,
and
thank
what
you.
bring to the table. So thank you. I would like to thank again our sponsors today for our presentations this quarter, Peggy Farnworth, retirement coach, and the Counseling Center, and all that they bring to the table. After the session today, all attendees will receive an email in the next day or two inviting them to join our mailing list. You are not added to our mailing list unless you confirm your subscription, and typically you get one email a month unless you have signed up for a class, and then you'll get reminders for it. If you don't get that email, which will also include a notification about this presentation being posted to our Learn website, check your junk folder for your email invitation list. Coming up yet this year in 2022, can't believe we're already through 2022. We have one more live Learn session, and that will be the first week of December. It will be on durable medical equipment options. What is durable medical equipment, or DME? And how does one go about getting it when one needs it? And so we have John from Norco who will be doing that presentation. So if that interests you, please be sure to sign up. And we will look forward to seeing you soon. So thanks everybody for being here.